This is the Tackle Club Barra and Jacks box for the spooky month of October. So let's dive right in and have a look. First up, two different soft plastics here. We got some paddle tails from Shad's Lures, and then a longer, bigger paddle tail here from Big Bite Baits, the Suicide Shad in the Tour series. So obviously, both being paddle tail are going to have a very similar action. Wrong. The Big Bite Baits has a much longer tail. It's going to give that tail a lot more of the action as opposed to the short tail in this one. Gives the Shad's Lures a nice big body roll. So two slight differences in the swimming with the two soft plastics. Obviously something like these, you can either rig them up with a weedless hook or just the standard jig head hook in your preference of weight. But something like these is just going to be perfect for casting up into the snags, you know, flicking some of the drop-offs. If you are fishing really snaggy territory, then maybe you do go with like the weedless jig heads. Another, I guess you'd call this a plastic option, but from our friends at Berkeley, this is the Shimmer Shrimp. So obviously this is one of the bigger profile shrimps that they do in the 150 size, pre-rigged with heavy duty trebles underneath it. Just a single tow point on the back, so you kind of can fish this just like a vibe. But obviously being made of TPE, which is your temperature elastomer, you do not want to go mixing this with your soft plastics or putting it in a tackle tray or tackle box with other soft plastic lures, as a lot of the time temperature elastomer does not like to mix well with PVC based plastics because they can melt each other. So keep that away from the other plastics when storing it. But something like this, obviously being a vibe style lure, drop it down next to a tree and just teabag it. You can work this on the cast and retrieve with a hopping retrieve as well. Many different ways to fish a giant prawn like that. Besides, what fish don't like to eat prawns? Moving on to the hard bodies now. So I've got two here, both from Pontoon 21. The first one is the Danzante J. So this is a single jointed, bibbed swim bait essentially. Pre-rigged with two pretty good trebles underneath it, but the bib with that joint is going to give this thing lots of shake. It's going to pull it down diving, which I love. You can fish this up into the mangroves, rip it down, give it a pause, continue into a slow to medium roll. Perfect. Troll it as well, mix it up, do a fair few different things with that lure. If you need a different sort of approach, then from Pontoon 21 we have one of the larger style crackjack lures here, which is one of my favorite hard bodies for jacks and barramundi. I've got here the suspending version. So this one here, you can literally cast it out, rip it down, pause, and this thing will just sit there in that water column, not floating up or sinking down. So it's going to suspend in their face, which for barra can be really good. Give them the time to have a look at this lure before working it back out in slow medium roll or a few twitches. That's it for the Barra and Jacks box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.